to the Google Maps, but also talk a little bit about Google Maps. So for this process, you're probably going to want to have both the class Flickr page, which is flickr.com/photos/singy_ncs. And so on here are going to be all of your photos, hopefully. You're also going to want to have another window open with Google. And in this case, I'm going to type in My Maps. And it will be the very first item on there, so My Maps. We're not going to use Tour Builder on this because as we'll have the Chromebooks don't allow you to use Tour Builder. So we're going to have to use Google Maps for this one. So we're going to go to My Maps. And the first thing we're going to do is create a new map. And so it gives us some options. And so the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to call it My Community, Mr. Singy. And if you wanted to create a little description too of My Community in words and pictures, that's what I'm going to call it, or that's my description. The next thing I can do is I can put a layer. I'm going to say My Community, Mr. Singy. And so now I have this map. I can pin lots of things on here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my location. So we'll put Natomas Charter School. So if I do a search for that, it'll zoom in. And so right now it created a little pin. This is not a pin on my actual map though. So what I'm going to want to do is, if I click on the little item, I'm going to go to Add to Map. And so now I have a little red pin. I can also, up in the top corner, I can hit Add Marker, so I can place that somewhere. And I can also delete that, so I'm going to delete that. Oops, let's hit the little trash can. So now I have my little item. And so just like a Google map, I can zoom in. And right now it has the address, blah, blah, blah information. So I'm going to hit Remove. And so I'm going to then go to the little Edit pencil. And so now I can name it whatever I want to. So I can put My School, ... Natomas Charter School. I can also add a little description, and part of your assignment is to add a little description of why this place is important. This is a wonderful place to teach and to learn from my students. So again, make sure you give me a description or items that people can look at and see why is this place important to you. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to go add image or video. Hit the little picture of the camera. So it gives us some options: Google search, image search, video search, and YouTube URL. So since you already took some photos, we're going to use your photos. So let's go back to the Flickr page. And so let me find an image that I wanted to put on there. I think I went too far. Let's use, no, I won't use that one. Go to one that I know I've seen before. Where'd that one go? We'll just use this one for now. I know I saw one. We'll just use this one. So if I click on that image, I'm going to open up a bigger image. And if I tried to right click on it, you'll notice that it has some options. So copy link address. This is not what we want. We're going to want to go to this little down button where it says download this photo. I'm going to hit once, and we're going to go to view all sizes. So you're going to have to do this for each of your images, so you want to have Flickr open. Now we have the option of selecting items. So we're going to go to something a relatively good size. So we'll go to medium 800. And now we have a smaller image. Now if I do a right click, I'm going to go to copy image URL. Now if I go back to my little map, I'm going to hit image URL, and I'm going to paste it in there. And now we can see my little preview. I'm going to hit select, and there we go. You can always add more images if you have a couple images from that location that you wanted to add. So I just hit the plus button, and if I did another. So now you can have multiple images. They're the same image, so that's why they're showing up like that. Then you hit save. And so now when I zoom out, I can see my pins, and over on the side I can see my locations. So anytime you add a new pin, so let's say McClellan Airfield, an airbase, and hit save. Over on the left hand side we'll have your locations. So remember, you want to have 5 locations, and with these you can, let me remember how you do that. Oh, so if we wanted to change the color of a pin, so you can hit the little button here. You can even change the shapes if you want to make one a star or a diamond. So lots of different cool options. And that is how you use Google Maps.